Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas. We have an app by the name CareersCloud which you can go and download through Play Store. Once you have downloaded the application, you will be able to easily log in using your Gmail ID. Once you have logged in, you will be redirected to this page where you will be getting this UI and there will be option for home, all courses, my courses and doubt section. On this application, you will be getting multiple PDFs, multiple content on daily basis that will be enhancing your learning. Our first segment is daily current affairs. We make sure to provide you current affairs on daily basis in both English as well as in Hindi content. The PDFs for the same are uploaded on our application, and apart from this, we also make sure to provide you with quizzes that will help you to revise the content after you have gone through the PDF. Next comes our weekly content. The content is also provided in both English as well as in Hindi, and here we also make sure to provide you quiz also of that past week's current affairs that will be enhancing your learning, as it is a compilation of the important topics, important MCQ questions for the last week. Similar for the monthly, the PDFs are very important. They provide you insights of various topics, as well as we also make sure to provide you the quiz of monthly questions that are very important for learning. Next, we also provide you with important PIB articles on daily basis so that you can go through these articles and have an insight about that particular topic. Not just this, we also make sure to provide you important events that are happening globally and make sure to give you the right analysis. One of the most important segment of our application is that we make sure to provide you with the correct exam analysis. When you are having exam, we make sure to provide you with previous year questions so that the student can go through the exam pattern and the syllabus and can prepare the exam accordingly based on the pattern. After the exam, we also make sure to provide you with the exam analysis. Then for the students who are preparing for state exams, they will be also beneficial here, as we will make sure to provide with state-wise current affairs for them. Apart from this, we also make sure to cover the topic-wise current affairs such as your national affairs, government schemes, international affairs, banking and finance, economy and businesses, as these are the topics from which the examiner definitely asks the question, and these are covered on the monthly basis. So friends, do check our application. It will be a one-stop solution for learning. Apart from this, friends, CareersCloud is hiring. We are looking for candidates for subject matter experts in quants, reasoning and English, and also we are looking for a content creator for current affairs topic on daily basis, weekly basis and monthly basis. There is also an opening for a person who can translate the English content into Hindi. If you want to apply, you can scan the code here for further details, or you can go to the description and click the link below. These positions are available both in full-time and freelance for serious candidates. Hello everyone. So in this video, we will be discussing important current affairs for 10th of April. The session will be quite interesting and important, so do pay attention till the end and also take notes. Right? Taking notes is very beneficial for your preparation. Let's start. First question is experimental license module for 100 5G labs virtually launched at which institute? So experimental license module, correct? And that too, that for the 100 5G labs was virtually launched, correct? So question asked here is at which institute it was launched. As you can see, all the options are IIT, so it was IIT Madras. Apart from this, friends, we are providing daily free vocabulary in the AffairsCloud Hindu Vocabs Telegram channel. This Telegram channel will be provided in the link below. There you can get 4 words with pictorial representing images and 5 vocabulary quiz questions daily. Right? Do join that Telegram channel. It will be very beneficial for enhancing your vocabulary on daily basis. Here you can see experimental license module for 100 5G labs, that is your 5th generation. What is 5G? 5th generation of internet. Correct? So experimental license module for 100 5G labs was virtually launched by whom? It was launched by Dr. Neeraj Mittal, who is the Secretary of the Department of Telecommunications. And this was during a 5G workshop at IIT Madras in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. The aim of this initiative is basically to simplify the process for your experimental license requirements for the academic institutions in India. Right? This will foster 5G skills, engagement of 5G technology, and with this, if people are using 5G, then new technology, new tech will be developed, updated tech will be developed with the help of this 5G technology, right? Because when the technology evolves, then once there is a technology in the market, then the products, services related to that particular product comes into the market, and the organization, startups, they prefer to come up with the new technology, new products, right, in their company. So similarly, once 5G skills are provided to these institutions, they will be using them, the students will be using them, the students will be now experimenting on those 5G skills and coming up with new technology, right? So if we look at these 100 5G use case labs, this here Department of Telecommunication has awarded 100 5G use case labs to educational institutions across India. These labs will be utilizing, as I just mentioned, 5G technology, and when they are using this 5G technology, they will be carrying out various experiments on them, and the basis of those experiments, they will be developing new technologies that can enhance the existing, and then that can update the existing technologies for that particular scenario. This will ensure interference-free operations to licensed communications service providers. These labs should get an experimental category of the license from DOT. Right? Apart from this, if we look at the experimental license for 100 5G labs, correct? Here, Department of Telecommunication has introduced a simplified mechanism for the issuance of this license through a specific approval type of portal that will be on NSWS portal. So basically, you can go and directly apply for this license on this NSWS portal directly, correct, for this experimental license for 100 5G labs. This will automate the application process, right? You can directly go on this portal, and the manual effort and time will be reduced here because everything will be online, and a nominal fee of 5,000 rupees will be charged here for applying this portal, right? Take a note of this. Next question is, okay, one more thing before moving on. Remember, Prime Minister Narendra Modi awarded 100 5G use case labs to institutions across India, and that too it was in October 2023. That was during the 7th edition of the India Mobile Congress, and this 7th edition of India Mobile Congress was held at Bharat Mandapam. Where is Bharat Mandapam? It is in New Delhi. Correct? So remember, experimental license module for 5G labs were virtually launched at IIT Madras. It was launched by Dr. Neeraj Mittal, right? And where was this launched? At IIT Madras. Correct? Take a note of this. And this is basically, this will allow these institutions to carry out various experiments, test cases on these 5G use cases, 5G labs, so that they can develop new products and new services that are related to this 5G. Moving on, which country became the net importer of finished steel in fiscal year 24? So remember, our India, it became the net importer of finished steel in FY 2024. Net importer means the amount of products that we are exporting, or the amount of steel we are exporting, and the amount of steel we are importing. Here the total combined value of this, here the imports are greater than that of export. So we are net importer of finished steel in the fiscal year 2024. Right? Let me show you. According to the provisional government data by the Ministry of Steel's Joint Plant Committee in India, correct, and this stated that India was a net importer of finished steel during the FY 2024. If we look at the data for fiscal year 23 to fiscal year 24, we saw a jump of 38.1% in the rise of finished steel. Right here you can see India imported in fiscal year 24 8.319 million metric tons of finished steel, whereas in fiscal year 23 India imported 6.22 million metric tons of steel. So that means we can say a 38.1% increase was seen. Apart from this, steel consumption in India also jumped 13.4% to 136 million metric tons, and JPC collected the data on Indian iron and steel industry. Apart from this, India's steel demand, it is expected to remain robust. That means we can see a high growth of steel in the coming year, in the coming fiscal year of 25, as we saw that from the past few days the growth of Indian economy and the major contributing factor here is manufacturing, right, and your infrastructure development, and both of these sector they require steel, right? So we can see in the coming years, not just in fiscal year 25 but in the coming years also, we can see high demand of India's or high demand of steel in India. Then the finished steel exports from India increased to 7.48 million metric ton in FY24, that is a 11.5% increase from fiscal year 23. And finished steel consumption in India increased by 13.4% to 135.95 million metric ton over 119.89 million metric ton in fiscal year 23. Apart from this, India's crude steel output rose by 12.4% to 138.48 million metric ton in FY24 to 139.9 million metric ton in FY23. Moving on, next is MEA, that is Ministry of External Affairs, has approved taking over of operations of Sitwe port in which country? And remember, this Sitwe port, this is the second foreign port operated by India, right? Which is the first foreign port that is being operated by India? It is in Chabar port, that is Chabar port. Where is this Chabar port? This is located in Iran, right? That was the first foreign port, or that is the first foreign port that is being operated by India, and now which became the second foreign port that will be taken or operated by India, or we can say Ministry of External Affairs has approved the proposal for taking over the operations of Sitwe port. Where is this Sitwe port located? It is located in Myanmar. Take a note of this. This port, Sitwe port, this is located on Kaladan River, on the Kaladan River. I repeat, on the Kaladan River estuary, that is in Myanmar. Correct. So important thing to remember, the first foreign port was Chabar port, that is in Iran. Second port that will be taken over or for the operations by India will be Sitwe port. And where is this located? It is located in Myanmar. Important, take a note of it. Correct. Here you can see Ministry of External Affairs approved the proposal for India Ports Global Limited to take over the operations of Sitwe port that is located on the Kaladan River estuary in Rakhine, Myanmar. And it was the second foreign port operated by India following the Chabar port in Iran. That means this was the first foreign port that is being operated by India, and it is located in Iran. Then Sitwe port has been developed as a part of Kaladan Multimodal Transit Transport Project built under the Indian Financial Assistance. Correct. What is financial assistance? Financial assistance is basically the financial help, the monetary help, the money help that is provided for this product, and it has been provided by India to Myanmar to develop this transit transport project. Moving on. Next, what is the rank of India in Hurun's Global Unicorn Index 2024? So India's rank here will be third. Correct. We are talking about the 6th edition of Hurun Global Unicorn Index. What is a unicorn? A unicorn is a company who reached the valuation of $1 billion. Correct. So a startup that has touched a $1 billion valuation, it becomes a unicorn. So recently, 6th edition of the Hurun Global Unicorn Index was released. Question asked was, what is the rank of India in this Hurun Global Unicorn Index? So India stands at 6th position. India stands at 3rd position here, right? India at 3rd position. Correct. And remember here, if we look at 1st, 2nd and 3rd position, you can see this is the 6th edition of the Global Unicorn Index published by Hurun Institute, and rank of India here is 3rd. And I was showing you that in this index with 67 unicorns down to 1 compared to 2023. Let me show you first, then we will get back here. Correct. So on the top position it is United States of America with 703 unicorns. Compared to 2023, they are 37 unicorns up. Then on second position is China with 340 unicorns, and they are up from 34 unicorns compared to the past 2023. Then in India, we saw 67 unicorns, and we are down by 1 unicorn as compared to the last year. and UK 53 up by 4 unicorns, and for Germany's 36 unicorns, no change in their unicorns as per the data for 2023. Correct. Now if we look at here that Indian adtech giant Byju's and Pharma Easy were dropped out of the index, and we can see that because of the multiple operation challenges that are being faced at Byju's. This company is no longer having a personal office space. Also, all the employees are working from home. Even the salaries are not able to pay by the Byju's to their employees. So, because of these reasons, we can say these two organizations, Byju's and PharmEasy, they both have dropped out of from the unicorn index. And we can say USA continue to be at the top of the position with 703 unicorns, which accounted for almost 48% of the total number of the unicorns worldwide. Right here you can see USA on first position, second China, and third is our India. Now if we look at the top 5 global unicorns in the world, right, on the first position is your ByteDance with a valuation of $220 billion. We can say that unicorns are the organizations or the startups that have reached $1 billion valuation, but you can see ByteDance is on $220 billion. It is of China and it is a social sector platform. Then SpaceX on second position with $180 billion, USA Aerospace. OpenAI that launched ChatGPT with $100 billion valuation of USA, that is in the sector of AI. Then Ant Group $80 billion of China, fintech company. Shane $65 billion China, and it is an e-commerce platform. So these are the top 5 unicorns globally. The if we further talk about this, the index listed a total of 1453 unicorns, up by 37 compared to 2023, right? And the total value of the unicorns globally reached $5 trillion, which is equivalent to the GDP of Japan. Also remember, ByteDance, owned by TikTok, remained the world's most valuable unicorn with $220 billion valuation. We just saw here that ByteDance of China, owned by TikTok, on the first position. And as per the index, one unicorn minted every 2 days in the last 1 year, and USA led this list of new unicorns with 70 new, followed by China on second position. So USA on top, as we saw, China on second, and our India was on the third position in the unicorn index list. Correct. Apart from this, remember, as per the index, for the first time ever, Tiger Global has been named as the world's most successful unicorn investor, investing into 205 unicorns. I repeat, as per the index, for the first time ever, Tiger Global, a US based, correct, has been named as the world's most successful unicorn investor, invested in more than 205 unicorns. Moving on. Here you can see another thing. If we talk about specifically for India, India was ranked third with 67 unicorns, as we just saw, correct, and it was led by on-demand food delivery startup Swiggy with $8 billion valuation, followed by Dream11 $8 billion valuation, Razorpay $7.5 billion valuation. And the report highlighted about India's startup ecosystem, which has slowed down, right, because we know that IT sector is down. When the AI was launched, after the launch of AI, since the last 1-2 years, we have seen that there is a huge drop in the demand of IT companies. The funding that they are getting has slowed down, correct? So because of that, we are also seeing multiple job losses in the market, correct? So that has highly impacted the India startup ecosystem, and still we can see the waves of that in our startup ecosystem in India. Moving on. If we talk about the Global Unicorn Index, it is compiled by Huron Research Institute that includes companies founded in the 2000 with a current valuation of $1 billion, not yet on the public exchange. The data is for January 2023 to January 2024, we just saw, compared with 2022 to 2023. Also, Huron Research has been tracking unicorns since 2017. Next is Saudi Arabian chosen to chair UN Women's Rights Commission despite right concerns. I repeat, United Nations Commission on Status of Women has unanimously appointed Saudi Arabia to chair their 69th session in 2025. Right, here you can see. Then remember, Abdulaziz Al Wasil, who is the permanent representative of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to UN, has been elected as the chair of this CSW, succeeding the Antonio Manuel, the permanent representative of Philippines to UN. Also remember, Abdul Al Wasil became the first ever permanent representative of Saudi Arabia. This is important. can be asked that who became the first ever permanent representative of the Saudi Arabia to chair CSW. And what is CSW? Commission on the Status of Women. Next, remember, if we talk about this commission on social status of women, it was established in 1946, and this is a UN intergovernmental body that promotes gender equality and women's empowerment. Correct? Take a note of this. Then apart from this, this comprises of 45 states elected by ECOSOC body, and remember, it is on the basis of the equitable geographical distribution, such as your 13 members are from Africa, 11 from Asia, 9 from Latin America and Caribbean, 8 from Western Europe and other states, and 4 from the Eastern Europe. Moving on, general insurance industry grew by how much percent in fiscal year 24? So remember, according to the data released by GIC, that is General Insurance Council, it stated that the general insurance industry, it grew by 12.78% in the fiscal year 24. Correct? I repeat, according to the data released by GIC is your General Insurance Council, and they stated that the general insurance industry, they experienced a growth of 12.78% in the FY24, that is fiscal year 24, and they have reached the gross direct premium underwritten to how much? To 2,89,731 crore rupees. That is, earlier in fiscal year 23, if we talk about, was 2,56,894 crore rupees. Here you can see the premium of general insurance grow by 14.24%, and but fiscal year 24 growth is lower than when compared to 16% that was achieved in fiscal year 23. The growth was more in fiscal year 24, right? We saw a growth of how much percent? We saw a growth of 12.78%, but still it was less than the growth of the year that we achieved in fiscal year 23, that was 16%. If we look at some of the highlights, the gross direct premium of general insurance companies grew by 9.64%. Public sector general insurance held 31.18% of the overall market share in fiscal year 24, and the gross premium of 25 non-life insurance companies grew by 14%. Correct? And the standalone health insurers saw a 26% growth. Correct? And also remember that both urban and rural areas, earlier these companies used to target the urban areas because the most of the demand was from urban areas, but now the companies are also targeting rural areas, and the growth that we are seeing is also coming from the rural areas, and the people are getting more aware about the health insurances, various life insurances. Correct? So that they can secure their future, because these health insurance, if you are not having an health insurance, the amount of money that goes into the expenditure is way too much during a health crisis. So in order to keep a check, people are getting aware of it, people are getting smart about it, and now they are purchasing the insurances. Apart from this, if we look at some of the key points, public sector general insurance saw a 8.99% growth in premiums to 90,344.949 crore rupees, while the private sector counterparts witnessed a 17.53% increase. So we can say that private sector companies are seeing an increase. That means more people are buying insurance from the private companies as compared to that of a public sector general insurances. And NIAC, that is New India Assurance Company, registered a 7.4% year-on-year growth in premium to 37,035.19 crore rupees. And the leading private sector players here are ICICI Lombard General Insurance, Bajaj Allianz General Insurance, and they experienced significant premium growth of 17.84% and 33.49% respectively. That means 17.84% for ICICI Lombard General Insurance, and Bajaj Allianz General Insurance, they saw a premium growth of 33.49%. Apart from this, if we talk about some of the recent related news, Manik Shah, who is the Chief Minister of Tripura, launched Chief Minister Jan Arogya Yojana, that is a universal health insurance scheme. And with this, Tripura became the first northeastern state to launch a universal health coverage, that is an insurance scheme, that is Chief Minister Jan Arogya Yojana, launched by Chief Minister of Tripura. Question can be asked, what is the name of the health insurance scheme or universal health insurance scheme for Tripura, that was launched by Tripura. It is Chief Minister Jan Arogya Yojana, or vice versa. This Chief Minister Jan Arogya Yojana was launched by which state? Tripura. Then second is IRDI. They have issued guidelines mandating general and health insurance companies that they should cover the Ayush related treatments, that is your Ayurveda, yoga, neuropathy, Unani, Siddha and Sova Rigpa in their treatments. That means the people can opt for these treatments, and these treatments will be covered in the insurances, and this will be with effect from 1st of April 2024. Right? Next, see, remember we talked about GIC that released this data. GIC, that is your General Insurance Council. If we talk about GIC, who is the chairman here? Tapan Singhal. Where is the headquarter? Mumbai, Maharashtra. And what is the tagline here of GIC? Together we serve. Next is SBI, State Bank of India, and Standard Chartered Bank. They carried out the credit default swap trade worth 25 crore rupees. What is credit default swap? First of all, you should know about this. See, credit default swap, CDS. Right? This is a credit derivative that offers protection to the buyers against any potential default. I repeat, this is a derivative product that offers protection to the buyers of those CDS against any potential default, and they help them to transfer their credit risk. Under this agreement, under this CDS, the buyers of CDX make periodic payments to the seller unit of the credit, and remember, if the debt issuer defaults, the seller will pay the buyer's premium and all the interest would have been paid up to the date of maturity. I repeat, what is this CDS? Credit default swap. This is a derivative product that offers protection to the buyers of these CDS in the case of a default, and they need to pay premiums on this, and if the seller defaults, then the buyer will be getting all the premium as well as the interest to the date of maturity. Correct? So in simple terms, we can say these CDS, they are kind of a insurance policies, right, that allows the buyers to buy protection against any unlikely event that may affect their investment. So these are your CDS. So question now, the news that came is that State Bank of India and Standard Chartered Bank, they have carried out CDS trade worth 25 crore rupees, and this is the first CDS transaction since RBI issued the revised CDS guidelines in 2022, and this amount was worth 25 crore rupees. Here you can see, if we talk about CDS, what are these CDS? This is a credit derivative product that offers protection to the buyers of these CDS against any potential default. And under this agreement, the buyers of CDS, they make periodic payments to the seller until the credit maturity date. And if during this maturity date, if the seller defaults, then the buyers will be getting all the premiums and interest that would have been paid up to the date of till the date of maturity. Correct? Then if we talk about SBI Bank, who is the chairman? Dinesh Kumar Khara. Headquarter Mumbai, Maharashtra, and it was 1955 that SBI was established. Moving on, if we look at some of the guidelines released by RBI, we just saw that the new guidelines was released by RBI in 2022, and after that these SBI and Standard Chartered Bank of India, they have carried out trade worth 25 crore rupees of these CDS. So what were the guidelines? RBI issued a revised CDS guidelines which was with effect from 9th of May 2022. These revised RBI guidelines apply to the credit derivative transactions undertaken in over-the-counter OTC market and on recognized stock exchanges in India. The eligible participants of these credit derivative markets are residents and non-residents who are eligible to invest in corporate bonds and debentures under the Foreign Exchange Management Regulations of 2019. Next news is about Tata Group owned Air India and BIAL, that is Bangalore International Airport Limited, right? So these two organizations, they recently signed an agreement to develop Bengaluru as an aviation hub. So question can be directly asked that in order to develop Bengaluru as the aviation hub, which two organizations signed an agreement? It is Air India and BIAL, that is Bangalore International Airport Limited, and they have entered into an agreement to set up Bengaluru as a premier aviation hub for the southern India. This agreement aims to boost the air travel connectivity to and from India to over the next few years. As it states aviation hub, that means more and more connecting flights will be here, more and more international flights will be from here, more and more flights to India within India will be operating from here, because we also know that Bengaluru, it is considered as an Silicon Valley of India, right? It is also the most famous IT hub. Though we are facing some of the water crisis there, but still most of the companies, startups headquarter are in Bengaluru, and this is the reason they are being now considered as the Silicon Valley, right? And that is the reason Bangalore International Airport Limited will be now considered to be developed as an aviation hub. Next, remember renowned Kannada poet Mamta Ji Sagar has won the Wow Literature Prize. As you can see here in the picture, she is Mamta Ji Sagar and she has won the Wow World Literacy Prize. If we look at here, a renowned Kannada poet, writer and activist Mamta Ji Sagar won the Wow World Literacy Prize from the World Organization of Writers, that is WOW. This WOW stands for World Organization of Writers, and this was for her contribution to in the field of literature. Right? She is a facilitator at the Shrishti Manipal Institute of Art, Design and Technology, that is in Bengaluru, Karnataka. And she was honored, or she has won the WOW World Literature Prize. Correct? The award ceremony was held as a part of the 7th World Literacy Festival. This was held in Nigeria, and it was from 4th to 6th of April. The awards includes a gold medal, a cash prize and a book publishing agreement. Apart from this, you can see here, if we talk about Mamta Ji Sagar, before joining as the professor at the Srishti Manipal Institute of Art, Design and Technology in 2016, she taught at the Hyderabad University and Bangalore University. Her poems and research have been published internationally, and her poems have been translated into many Indian and foreign languages. If we look at some of her poem collection, you can see Kada, that is Footsteps of the Wild Peacock 1992, Dampness of the River Water in 1999, Like This on the Page, the song, that is in 2007, and Hide and Seek in 2014. These are some of her novels that were published by her. Correct? Then if we talk about the WOW World Literature Prize, this was established by WOW as a successor to the literary prize, that is Golden Lift, that is presented from 2016 to 2023. The award aims to encourage authors that can make significant contribution to the world literature, right? And here the co-founders of the prize are Eurasian People's Assembly, Pan-African Association of Writers and Lift Foundation for the promotion of culture projects of the Eurasian people. Moving on. Next is ISRO's Chandrayaan 3 team received 2024 John L. Jack Swigert Jr. Award. I repeat, Chandrayaan 3 mission team of ISRO, they have received the 2024 John L. Jack Swigert Jr. Award for space exploration. Take a note of this. Direct question will be asked that which organization recently received 2024 John L. Jack Swigert Jr. Award for space exploration. It is our ISRO, right? Indian Space Agency, that is ISRO. Correct? And what is ISRO? Indian Space Research Organization. They have been honored, and the ISRO's Chandrayaan 3 mission specifically was honored with John L. Jack Swigert Jr. Award for space exploration. Correct? Take a note of this, important. Then DC Manjunath, who is the Consul General of India in Houston, USA, received the award on the behalf of ISRO's Chandrayaan 3 team. So direct question and important one. Then the award ceremony for this took place on 8th of April, correct, in USA. And here Chandrayaan 3 team has won John L. Jack Swigert Award. Take a note of this. Direct question but important one. Then if we talk about Chandrayaan 3, this is the third lunar exploration of India, launched on 14th of July from Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. And Chandrayaan 3 lander module successfully landed on the moon on 23rd of August 2023. Now your homework question is to tell me what is the name of the site where this Vikram lander landed, right? Give me the name that was recently approved. Also, the mission comprises of a lunar lander Vikram and a lunar rover Pragyan. So, what is the site of the name where this Chandrayaan 3 landed? Tell me the name. Correct? Then, if we talk about this John L. Jack Swigert Jr. Award for Space Exploration, this was established in 2004 in the honor of former astronaut of NASA John L. Jack Swigert Jr. by Space Foundation, and the award is presented annually by the Space Foundation at their Space Symposium in USA. And this Space Foundation, this is a non-profit organization that was established in 1983. If we talk about now ISRO, who is the chairman of ISRO? Who is the chairman of ISRO? S. Somnath. Headquarter is in Bengaluru, Karnataka, and it was established in 1969. Next is former IEG director Manoj Panda, appointed as the full-time member of the 16th Finance Commission. As you can see him in the picture, right? So remember, Government of India has appointed famous economist Manoj Panda, who was the former director of IEG. What is IEG? IEG is your Institute of Economic Growth. So here you can see Government of India appointed economist Manoj Panda, who is the former director of IEG, as a full-time member of the 16th Finance Commission of India. Correct? He will hold this position, correct, till 31st of October 2025. And Manoj Panda was appointed to the 16th Finance Commission in lieu of Niranjan Radhaksha. In the lieu of means here instead of Niranjan Rajadhyaksha, correct, who was the executive director at the Artha Global. And Rajadhyaksha was appointed as a full-time member of the 16th Finance Commission in January 2024. So coming back, Manoj Panda, he has been appointed as the full-time member of the 16th Finance Commission. If we further talk about Manoj Panda, he served as the economist and senior economist at the New Delhi based NCAER from 1982 to 1992. He worked as a professor and associate professor at IGIDR, that is Indira Gandhi Institute of Development Research in Mumbai, Maharashtra from 1992 to 2008. And he has also served as the director of Center for Economics and Social Studies in Hyderabad, Telangana. And he also served as the director of IEG, New Delhi from 2012 to 2019. Correct? Then if we talk about the current members of the 16th Finance Commission, apart from Manoj Panda, two other full-time members are Ajay Narayan Jha and Annie George Matthew. The part-time member of the 16th Finance Commission is Dr. Soumya Kanti Ghosh. So we can say there are a total of 3 plus 1, that is 4 members. 3 are your full-time members and 1 is your part-time member, and part-time member is Dr. Soumya Kanti Ghosh. Correct? Who is the secretary of the 16th Finance Commission? Ritvik Ranjanam Pandey. Correct? And he's a 1998 batch IAS officer. So 3 part-time member, 3 full-time members, 1 part-time member, and who is the secretary of the 16th Finance Commission? Ritvik Ranjanam Pandey. Moving on. Next is Sushil Sharma has been selected as the chairman and managing director of SJVN Limited. Right? I repeat, Sushil Sharma, as you can see him in the picture, correct, he has been appointed as the chairman and managing director of SJVN Limited, that is a public enterprise selection board, correct, meeting for which that was held on 8th of April. So direct question, who has been appointed as the new chairman and managing director of SJVN? Sushil Sharma. Next question can be asked, he will succeed whom, or he will replace whom to be the new chairman and managing director? He will be replacing Mrs. Geeta Kapoor to be the new chairman and managing director of SJVN Limited. Apart from this, if we discuss here, remember, he replaces Mrs. Geeta Kapoor of SJVN Limited, who assumed the additional charge of chairman and managing director on 1st of Feb 2024 after relieving of Nandlal Sharma, the previous chairman and managing director. Correct? So remember, who was having the additional charge of SJVN? Mrs. Geeta Kapoor. Before Mrs. Geeta Kapoor, who was the chairman and managing director of SJVN? Nandlal Sharma. And now who has become the chairman and managing director of SJVN? Sushil Sharma. If we talk about Sushil Sharma, he started his career in HP State Technical Education Service in 1990. He joined SJVN in Jan 1994 as an assistant engineer and worked in various departments and projects. Initially, he worked in the design office of SJVN for about 19 years for planning and design of hydromechanical components of various projects. Right, if we talk about SJVN, it is Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam Limited. Right, this is a mini Ratna CPSE that comes under the Ministry of Power. Where is the headquarter of SJVN? It is in Shimla. It is in Shimla, Himachal Pradesh. Correct, and this is a joint venture of the Government of India and the Government of Himachal Pradesh. Next is Olympic champion Valerie Adams has been named as the ambassador for TCS World 10K Bengaluru 2024. I repeat, New Zealand's shot putter Dame Valerie Adams, a 4-time world champion and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, has been named as the international event ambassador for the 16th edition of TCS World 10K Bengaluru, Karnataka, that will be held on 28th of April 2024. If we talk about Dame Valerie Adams, across her 5 appearances in Olympics, she won 2 gold medals, that is in 2008 and 2012. She has also won a silver in 2016 Summer Olympics, that is in the Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and a bronze medal in 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. Correct? Take a note of this. Next is Wipro. Wipro has appointed Srini Pillai as the CEO and Managing Director. Correct? I repeat, Srinivasan Srini Pillai, correct, was appointed as the Chief Executive Officer and MD of Wipro Limited with effect from 7th of April. And he will succeed whom? He will be succeeding Thierry Delaporte, who served as the CEO and MD from June 2020 to April 2024. If we further talk about Srinivas Pillai, he has been serving at Wipro for 32 years since he joined as a product manager in 1992. Next, India got 24 IGLAS anti-aircraft missile from Russia. So, IGLAS anti-aircraft missile received from which country? Received from Russia. And that too 24 IGLAS, correct? If we look at here, it is Indian Army. They acquired the first batch of 24 Russian-made IGLAS, that is Man-Portable Air Defense System MANPAS, along with 100 missiles in the first batch as a part of an agreement involving domestic production in India. This will bolster Indian Army's very short-range air defense system capabilities. Correct? So this is IGLAS anti-aircraft missiles, and 24 such of anti-aircraft missiles were received from India. Right? Take a note of this. Next, if we talk about this IGLAS, this is a handheld defense system, as you can see here. Correct? Designed to bring down low-flying aircraft, identify and neutralize the air targets. This system comprises 9M342 missile, 9P522 launching mechanism, 9V8662 mobile test station, and 9F7192 test set, and it offers various comprehensive air defense capabilities. IGLAS included a firing range of 500 to 6000 meter and a target altitude from 10 meter to 3500 meters in air, correct, in the height wise, and it has a capability to engage various targets or various types of targets. Here the target speed is head on up to 400 meter per second and a pursuit of up to 400 meters per second. Next we are talking about NASA. NASA has launched 3 sounding rockets for APEP mission from Velop's flight facility during solar eclipse. We saw that there was a solar eclipse in 2024 in the month of April, right? It was projected very back. So coming back, NASA, they have launched 3 Black Brant 9 sounding rockets for APEP mission. What is APEP mission? Atmospheric perturbations and ellipse path. I repeat, atmospheric perturbations around eclipse path mission, that is APEP mission. It was launched using by NASA, and it was from NASA's Velop's flight facility in Virginia, USA. What is the aim of this APEP mission? The aim here is to study the disturbances in the ionosphere created during a total solar eclipse. So how the question can be asked here is that name the mission that was launched by NASA in order to study the disturbances that were created in the ionosphere because of the total solar eclipse. What is the name of that mission? It is APEP mission, right? It was launched, and they have launched 3 Black Barrent 9 sounding rocket for this APEP mission, right? Take a note of this. Direct question can be asked here. Moving on, if we look at it, the ionosphere, this is a region of Earth's upper atmosphere between 80 kilometers to 600 kilometers above the sea level. Previously, the sounding rockets were launched and successfully recovered from the White Sands Test Facility in New Mexico, USA during the annual solar eclipse that was held in October 2023. Here, if we talk about this APEP rockets, they reached a maximum altitude of 420 kilometers, and each rocket measured the charged and neutral particles that were there in the ionosphere. They even researched about, they collected the data about the surrounding electric as well as magnetic field, right? And these are the 3 rockets that were launched, 3 Black Barrent 9 sounding rockets that were launched in space using NASA, and it was under APEP mission. And this APEP mission is basically to study the ionosphere, the disturbances that are caused in the ionosphere because of the total solar eclipse. Moving on, here you can see what was the mission objective: to study how Earth's upper atmosphere reacts to the temporary dimming of the sunlight during the eclipse. And the mission is led by Arho Barjatya, a professor of engineering physics at the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Florida, USA. Next is International Romani Day, observed on 8th of April, and this is observed globally to celebrate Romani culture and history and raise awareness of the challenges and discrimination issued faced by Europe's largest ethnic minority community worldwide, right? So minority community is the community that is less in numbers, right? So this International Romani Day observed on 8th of April, correct? If we talk about Roma are Europe's largest and most discriminated ethnic minority, with 10 to 12 million Roma living in the European Union and in the enlargement region. Roma is the general name given to the population that includes other groups such as Sinti, the Monosh, the Romiche, and Kale, which are scattered worldwide. Many Roma in the Western Europe are migrants from countries such as Poland, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Romania, Lithuania, Latvia, and former Yugoslavia. Correct? So coming back, International Romani Day observed on 8th of April. Correct? Then question asked here is, when was the first time this was observed? Coming back, remember, on 8th of April. Correct? On 8th of April in 1971, first time World Romani Congress was held. That was held in London, UK. Correct? And the first World Romani Congress, here the first Roma attempt at the international cooperation was held to establish the Roma flag, Roma anthem, and the common name Roma. Correct? So that is the reason on 8th of April 1971 first World Romani Congress was held. So for that reason only, to commemorate that, this International Romani Day is observed every year on 8th of April. Right? So friends, these were your important current affairs for the day. Now let's move to one-liners. That is one of the most sought section by all the students watching this video. So let's start. Experimental license module for 100 5G labs virtually launched at IIT Madras. India became net importer of finished steel in FY24. MEA approved taking over the operations of Sitwe port in Myanmar. That is the second port under India's operation. Then India ranked 3rd in Hurun Global Unicorn Index 2024. Saudi Arabia chosen to chair UN Women's Rights Commission despite the right concerns. General insurance industry grew by 12.78% in FY24 as per the GIC data. SBI and Standard Chartered Bank carried out the first credit default swap trade under new RBI guidelines. Air India and BIAL, they signed an agreement to develop Bengaluru as an aviation hub. Then renowned Kannada poet Mamta G. Sagar has won WOW World Literature Prize. Then ISRO's Chandrayaan 3 team has received the 2024 John L. Jack Swigert Jr. Award. Former IEG Director Manoj Panda appointed as the full-time member of the 16th Finance Commission. Sushil Sharma elected as the Chairman and Managing Director of SJVN Limited. Olympic champion Valerie Adams named as the International Ambassador for TCS World 10K Bengaluru 2024. Wipro appoints Srini Palai as the CEO and Managing Director. India gets 24 IGLAS anti-aircraft missiles from Russia. They are made in India only. NASA launched 3 sounding rockets for APEP mission from Velop's flight facility during the solar eclipse. And this APEP mission is basically to study the Earth's atmosphere layers, various layers, specifically the ionosphere, that how it is reacting during the solar eclipse. Then International Romani Day observed on 8th of April. So friends, these were your important current affairs. If you find the session interesting, do like the video and comment below and let us know what are your views for the same. Now let's move to some revision part that will be very beneficial for your learning.
Next, as per the report, MSMEs Unleashing the Engines of Economic Prosperity, prepared by CBRE India Research in Jan 2024, Dash State has accounted for the highest share, that is 17% of MSMEs in India. Correct? So according to this report, Maharashtra is the state that accounts for 17% of MSMEs in India. Right? That is the highest share. This is followed by Tamil Nadu on second position, that is 10%, followed by Uttar Pradesh on third position with 9% of MSME share. And this CBRE India Research, remember this is the knowledge partner of New India Summit 2024. And we know MSME sector, it plays a vital component in the economic progress of India that contributes to nearly 30% of India's GDP and 44% of the India's export. Next, in which city the International Kite Festival was inaugurated in Jan 2024? So in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Right, the International Kite Festival was inaugurated in Jan 2024. The festival will be held from 7th to 14th of January 2024 in Ahmedabad city. And this festival, it marks the days in Hindu calendar when winter begins turning to summer, known as Makar Sankranti. And the festival features over 153 international kite flyers from 53 countries, 68 national flyers from 12 states, and 865 kite enthusiasts from 23 cities in the state of Gujarat. And since 1989, this festival, International Kite Festival, is celebrated in the city of Ahmedabad. Next, in Jan, the Inland Waterways Development Council committed an investment of dash amount for development of river cruise tourism in India in its first meeting. So IWDC, that is Inland Waterways Development Council, committed an investment of 45,000 crore rupees for development of river cruise tourism in India in its first meeting. Right? And remember, 35,000 crore rupees of this sum has been allocated for cruise vessel, and 10,000 crore rupees is set for the development of cruise terminal infrastructure by 2047. Right? And here remember Harit Nauka. These are the green transition guidelines, or these are the guidelines for the green transition of inland vessel that was launched. Correct? Launched by whom? Launched by our Union Minister. Who is our Union Minister of Port, Shipping and Waterways? Sarbandana Sonowal ji. Next, which state government has recently launched a new social welfare scheme, that is Yoga Shri, for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe students. So for scheduled tribe and scheduled caste students, new social welfare scheme Yoga Shri was launched. Question asked is, which state government has launched this Yoga Shri? It was launched by the state West Bengal, and West Bengal's Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has launched this Yoga Shri, that is a new scheme. This was launched in Kolkata, West Bengal, and under this Yoga Shri scheme, 50 centers will be opened across the state where scheduled caste and scheduled tribe students will be able to take training completely free of cost for competitive exams. Next, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare notified the revised pharma manufacturing rules under the Schedule M guidelines of the Drugs and Cosmetic Rules of which year? Of 1945 in the Gazette of India. So right option is option 4. And why were these Scheduled M, revised Schedule M has been notified? Because it is to ensure good manufacturing practices, right? If we are having good manufacturing practices, our quality of product will be good, and if the quality of product is good, then it will help us to fetch good price in export in the international market, right? Next, DGCA, that is Directorate General of Civil Aviation, introduced substantial revisions to its flight duty time limitations regulations to address fatigue among pilots and crew and enhance the overall flight safety. DGCA has increased the mandatory weekly rest period for flight crew to 48 hours from the previous 36 hours. Right? I repeat, the mandatory weekly rest period for flight crew has been increased from 36 hours to 48 hours. Next, Indian Army was officially declared Indian Army has officially declared 2024 as the year of technology adoption. So right option here becomes option 2 as the 2024 as the year of technology adoption. Absorption, not adoption, absorption. Right? And this symbolizes a dedicated commitment to integrate cutting edge technologies, new age generation technologies, and fostering development and promoting innovation. Next, in Jan, Dash became the first international organization for standardization certified petroleum organization in India. So it is Haldia Petrochemicals Limited. It became the first international organization for standardization ISO IEC 27001 2022 2022 certified petrochemical organization in India, and this certification was awarded by UK based certification body, that is BSI, British Standards Institution, in a ceremony that was held in Kolkata, West Bengal. Next, which tiger reserve has recently designated as the India's first dark sky park and Asia's fifth park for promoting the night sky? Which is that tiger reserve? It is Pench Tiger Reserve. This Pench Tiger Reserve is located in the state of Maharashtra, and it has been designated as India's first dark sky park and Asia's fifth park for protecting the night sky and preventing the light pollution. This dark sky place certification focuses on lightning policy, dark sky friendly, and also providing education and monitoring the night sky. So it is your Pench Tiger Reserve of Maharashtra that has been designated as India's first dark sky park and Asia's fifth park for protecting the night sky.
Next is your homework section. First, recently where was the first ever trilateral service planning conference called Parivartan Chintan held? Second, Peter Pellegrini. Recently we saw he became the new president of which country, and we discussed this question yesterday. Third, Sukna Wildlife Sanctuary recently seen in news is located in which state? Fourth, which country has recently declared a federal emergency in Orangeburg region due to Ural River flooding Osk? Fifth, recently Yoga Mahotsav has been organized at which place? These are your 5 homework questions, and I need to see maximum participation from all the students watching this video. That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at AffairsCloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the of courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is AffairsCloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com. And I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.